so you were born in Tokyo, and you studied photography at London College Communications University of the Arts London, another London-based artist. Not anymore? Oh, you just returned. Yeah, return. That's, yeah. Following. Returning to Tokyo after the great earthquake of 2011, you learned bookbinding on your own. You began a career as a visual artist, focusing on photography, which you mix with archival images and illustrations, as we will see in this book. Your work focuses on subjects such as community life, people with disabilities, and spirituality. And this book is the winner of the 7th Luma Rencontre Dummy Book Award, Arles 2021. So my first question as an editor is naturally focuses on your interest in bookbinding, which is kind of seldom. You at such a young age. So why did you become interested in binding? And you can see actually that there's a real care of the binding here in your book. And why did you learn it by your own?
Okay. So when I came back from UK to Japan, I went back to the university to study graphic design. And when I was studying graphic design, one of the class was bookbinding class. And I was just simply fascinated by the possibility and really wide range of what you can do by hand binding. And then I just started learning by myself. It was, as you know, she was teaching me in LCC.
Paris Photo.
Yes. What was she? Binding, yes. And also, when you want to make something special with binding, if you go to the publishing binding company, it just costs fortune. But if you just do it by yourself, there are all sorts of possibilities here with glue.
It was important for you to have this knowledge because book was really already important in your practice.
Yes.
So this work in your book, Sokoi, is about your daily life with your father, who is progressively losing his sight because of a glaucoma. Your images are mixed with family archives and photographs that your father took himself. What do you think this mix of archive images with your own images brings? How did you work on this editing?
Because, so it was because of this story about this disease, my father's developing disease. And it was very important to show how he was actually seeing or looking at the world before the disease. And in that sense, I went back to the lots of family archives and digging out all the images, and then just to make the narratives of how he was living based on his vision, like how he was reading, how he was writing, and how he was traveling around by himself. So it was quite important to make this comparison of before the disease and after the progressing disease. Yeah, that's why this archive came into.
And what about the order of the images and the mix, actually?
The first presentation, proposal came from Chose Commune's director, Cecile, and afterwards we were kind of discussing how to make the sequences. And basically, it's on a chronological order. Yes, and also just kind of to see this, because of the link binding, you can put the two different images in the one spread, right? So, so this kind of connection was kind of quite interested in, and also what kind of the scenery it is, the forest, and yes, yep.
Actually, I was saying your first book was an artist book, and you just said you were working with Cécile from Chose Commune on the layout of this book. How did you, so you transform your first book, it actually evolved in a way thanks to your publisher?
Yes. So
Isn't it too difficult for you?
it was difficult. It was not easy at all, I think. But the dummy book, which won the OWL, was very different from this one. And it was actually not the dummy book, and it was the artist edition of 76 limited edition, and which was all sold out when I won the award. And then, so after that, I started working with Cecile. It's kind of, I think we focused on not just producing the trade edition, but more with the Chose Communes edition. And also at the same time, when I was making this book, I came to kind of realization that because the artist edition I made with this project Sokohi, the story was really focused on the loss of my father's vision. It's how he is losing what he used to see. But after making this one, I still kept living with my father, and I just realized losing his sight is not just the end of the story. He's still seeing the world by his own way, using lots of different senses and new technologies. So there was kind of an urge in me that I should make some kind of new sequence, the storyline, that after kind of, so it must be kind of chapter 2 after my artist edition. So it was not it's supposed to not be the end for my father, but he's still kind of perceiving the world around him through his vision, through his limited vision and all sorts of other senses. And I just wanted to show this story in this book. And the sequence I made with Cecile is kind of based on this kind of realization. Does it make sense?
It does make sense. And how did you, I mean, I guess your father didn't really see, of course, the final result of this book. Did you describe him?
Yes.
How did he react?
Actually, he preferred this version. Yes. Yeah, I described and what kind of images I put in, and then yes, and then he really kind of loved that the glaucoma. Getting glaucoma is not the end of the life, and then he'd still kind of keep walking. There's one picture of him climbing the mountains, climbing the hills at the end, and he really likes this kind of this spread that he kind of still walking. Yes, to show that.
And actually, there's this little text here. Actually, it's pretty clever and very subtle. And this is a short text from you about your father. You describe the story of your father through this text, right?
Yes, I wrote
That's
by myself.
something that you wanted. You
Yes.
wanted to put words also
Yeah,
with your images.
that's right.
Why?
Why? Why? I did. It just came out instantly that I have to write about this story by words as well, and also this Sokohi. You know, the title of
So that's-
Sokohi.
yeah.
It's very difficult. It's a Japanese word to the meaning for general optical disease, and it's quite old word even for Japanese. So lots of Japanese people don't know the word meaning. So first urge was I have to write about what's the meaning of Sokohi, and it started from there. Yeah.
Thank you. Congratulations for
Thank
this
you so
book.
much.
First book also. Do you have someone in the audience has a question for Moe? Nope. Well, thank you very much, and
Thank
again,
you so much. Yeah.
congratulations.
ありがとうございます。